need to correct something really quick. Lately, we've been hearing a lot about the term slave wages. Oh, they're trying to pay the immigrants slave wages. Oh, they're trying to underpay them. And when I really got to thinking about it, I'm like, slave wages? What is that? So I looked it up, and this is what it said. In U.S. history, slave wages, quote unquote, is not a literal term referring to the wages paid to enslaved people who were considered property. Instead, it's a metaphorical term, also known as wage slavery, used to criticize the exploitation of labor by employers who keep wages low to maximize profits. Yes, it's actually wage slavery. But to keep on talking about the slave wages, we're not going to keep allowing them to do that, because we know that slaves did not get no wages, let alone a hot buttered biscuit that has fallen on the floor from master's table. See, that's an insult, because it implies that our people were getting paid something and they weren't. Now, we know that our ancestors were put on those plantations and forced to work for nothing. They didn't even get decent food to eat, a place to stay in, or any of that kind of stuff. And they talk about they trying to pay these immigrants slave wages. No, they're not. The immigrants, especially under the Biden administration, they were getting nice housing. They were getting, especially in New York City, cards with money on them, because they didn't want to eat the food that was being provided for them, because they want to go purchase the stuff that they're used to eating. They were getting health care. Wasn't no slave getting no health care. A lot of times they just fell out and died where they were, picking cotton or, being beat to death or whatever it is. And people run around here in 2025 talking about, oh, they trying to pay them slave wages. Check yourself. Slaves weren't getting wages. Now, are these people trying to underpay the immigrants? Yeah, they're trying to do that. But guess what? They're getting paid. Our ancestors did not get paid. They barely got paid any attention, let alone any money. And they didn't get paid anything when they were freed off of those plantations. They didn't even get clothes. They didn't get food. They didn't get anything. They gotta beat it, since we can't legally keep you here anymore. Which is why our people are saying, hey, pay us what you owe. And that's reparations, because our ancestors didn't get it. But talking about some slave wages, don't y'all ever fix your mouth to talk about, oh, they trying to pay the immigrants slave wages, because they not getting slave wages, because slave wages was $0. $0, zero good housing. They had housing, but do you really want to call that a house when you could see right through it through the summer and the winter, and any and everything could crawl up in there, including Massa Funky Self going up in there taking what they were not trying to give him? Our ancestors, again, didn't have no health care, but the immigrants get it. Hell, in California, they was going to spend $2.6 billion to take care of the undocumented, because that's what they call them. They were to get taken care of. But slaves didn't have that. They didn't have any of that. So you think twice before you talk about they trying to pay them slave wages. Because slave wages, again, was what? $0. Anyway, so for more insightful commentary,